After about 40 cruises on other cruise lines, we just sailed on the MSC World America to find out exactly what you get when European cruising meets American expectations. And what we discovered surprised us in ways we never expected. So in this video, I'll reveal exactly what worked, what didn't, and whether this new mega ship is worth your hard-earned vacation dollars. Now, we've mainly cruised on Royal Caribbean with some Norwegian, Princess, and Carnival sailings mixed in. And after going on the 7-day inaugural sailing of MSC World America, I have a lot of things to share with you about this brand new ship. The good, the not so good, and everything in between. Now, before we jump in, if you find this video helpful, please hit that like button. It really does help the channel. And if you have any questions about this ship, leave them down in the comments below. I will be responding to as many as I can. Let's start with the overall design of the ship. MSC World America absolutely nails that modern, elegant European styling throughout the whole ship. The moment you step on board, you can feel that European influence in the decor, and honestly, it's just gorgeous. One of my favorite spots has to be the World Promenade. It is absolutely beautiful, and we ended up there every evening and sometimes during the day because it's an outdoor space that is lined with restaurants, shops, and it features that incredible LED ceiling that changes throughout the day. It is perfect to grab a coffee, people watch, or just enjoy the ocean breeze. And I love how they did the back of it where it's open and anybody can go and have pictures by the wake of the ship. Absolutely amazing. The ship also has many pool areas, and each of them has a really different atmosphere. I really love the botanical garden pool, which is really nice on those days when the weather is not cooperating. And for the adults looking to escape the kids, the Zen area is absolutely stunning. It has infinity pools, it has just peaceful vibe. It's gorgeous. And you can't forget that picturesque back balcony with the glass floor. It is an Instagram-worthy spot. I saw many people taking pictures and videos there. Now, it was not all perfect. During peak times, certain areas did get pretty crowded, and while the layout isn't terrible, it's slightly less intuitive compared to some big competitors. But again, after a couple days, you definitely learn how the ship is laid out, so I can't really say anything bad about the design of the ship. Now let's talk about food, because that is a huge part of any cruise experience, right? So the pizza quality across the ship was consistently excellent, and I mean excellent. We thought we liked pizza on other ships. No, the Italians know how to make pizza right. They actually had pizza at several places, in the buffet, in the burger place, and by the pool deck, and all of it was excellent. The specialty dining was also really good. Butcher's Cut, the teppanyaki, and Ola tacos were our favorites out of all the specialty dining. And I'm going to do a separate video going over the specialty restaurants, so if you'd like to see that, hit that subscribe button, turn that notification bell, and that's going to be coming out here in the next week or two. I might be butchering some of these names, but Jean-Philippe Chocolate and Cafe deserves a special shout out. Those desserts were incredible, and just walking through the chocolates, the craftsmanship that they had, and you can see them making it right there. That was the biggest chocolate store I've seen on a ship. It was really impressive. And of course we had to try the gelato, which was also very, very good. We did encounter some issues, and mainly it was in the main dining room where we had really inconsistent food quality and extremely slow service, but it seemed to be caused by insufficient staffing. They did acknowledge that, and they sent a letter on day 3 to everybody who was assigned to later dining, and they actually pushed us back by half an hour trying to fix it. So it was inaugural sailing. I'm hoping by now that they are fixing those issues. Maybe they're getting more staff or just rearranging how many people they're seating at a time. So I expect that to be fixed. Compared to other megaships from other cruise lines, MSC does have a limited number of complimentary dining. And if you are getting a dining package, be aware of the restrictions, because when you buy it, you are actually buying a package of specific restaurants versus just 2, 3, or 4 restaurants. So make sure to read the fine print of what's included when you are paying that additional fee. One area where MSC America really shines is the activities and the thrill rides. In fact, when I saw the Cliffhanger, that was when I said we have to book this ship. I want to ride that thing. And it was everything I was hoping it would be. It was exciting, it was thrilling. When you're up there 160 feet above water, or in our case, pavement, because we were at port when we did it, it does get really terrifying and exciting at the same time. The Jaw Drop slide is an 11-story dry slide that you zoom through from top deck all the way down to the promenade, and it's a blast. And they also have the Adventure Trail ropes course, which has really good views of the ship and just good exercise for kids or adults. They do have also a Sportplex where they have the basketball court and the bumper cars in the evening. That was a really fun spot, especially on sea days. Now here's the catch. Many of these activities come with extra charges. They have the Formula One simulators, again, bumper cars, and many other activities that are not included in the cruise fare. And I'm going to do another video outlining everything that is included and not included, meaning you have to pay extra, and I will link it here and in the description below. But also, most attractions had limited operating hours, so if you paid for a fun pass where you got to do a lot of things together, you really want to plan accordingly so you don't run out of time to use up your fun pass. And as you would expect with any mega ship, there were obviously lines on sea days for all the major attractions, and that's not MSC's fault. That's on every ship that we've been on. By the way, if you're enjoying this review so far, please hit that like button. I would love to know. It really helps the channel, and I would love to know what you think about MSC World America. If you already sailed on it, or if you're planning to sail on it, let me know. MSC World America offers a variety of bars and lounges. There are actually 19 of them in total, and that is a lot of entertainment options. Now, our favorites were the Loft Comedy Club and the dueling pianos. It was actually better than anything I've seen before for the dueling piano type venue. And I have to tell you, the White Night Party, it was hands down the best one I've ever experienced on a cruise, and we usually went to every one on every ship we've been on. The energy was incredible, so if you've ever been to one and you think it's boring, definitely make it on this one on MSC. The Queen Symphonic Show was another highlight. Absolutely worth making time for it in the schedule. It wasn't a smaller venue, so it was already packed by the time we got there. It was standing room only, but that said, the entertainment quality does vary significantly between the venues. Some shows were less impressive than what you might find on competitor ships. I personally was particularly disappointed with the Dirty Dancing and Concert. I expected more like a musical in production, but it was really just a compilation of songs from those eras. And I also have to say that one thing is most of these venues were packed way before the popular show started. So this was on a reduced capacity sailing. So when it starts sailing full and you are trying to make it to a show, you definitely want to arrive early to get a good spot so you don't have to stand through the whole show. If you like a good spa day, the MSC World America's thermal spa is very good. We did the spa pass for the whole cruise. We ended up there, I think, about 4 times from the whole week, but it was definitely worth it to us. Now, we did get a discounted rate on it, and I think normal rates are higher, and that was just, maybe it was because it's inaugural, maybe it was just a sale. I think we paid about $229 per person, and I hear that an average price is about $250 to $300 per person for a sailing. So you have to see what it costs and whether it's worth it, but definitely check out another video that I'm going to be putting out in the next couple of weeks about this thermal spa, and I'll do the full walkthrough to show you what's there so you can decide if it's worth it or not. Now moving on to accommodations. Our cabin also had a modern design that we really liked. One small detail I loved was the USB-C charging ports right by the bed. So for your smartphone, you can just plug it in at night and you didn't have to worry about running to the middle of the cabin to try to charge it, or you didn't need to have the long extension cords that are now banned on many ships. But I have to be honest with you, there were some downsides. The balcony was very small depth-wise compared to what we're used to on Royal Caribbean ships. For perspective, the Promenade balcony was about twice as big as the Ocean View balcony, where you really just had enough room for a chair and you couldn't even put your feet up on anything because there just was not enough room. And let me tell you about the mattress. Rock hard does not begin to describe it. I know that Europeans tend to prefer firmer mattresses, but this was next level uncomfortable. So I woke up with a sore back the first couple of mornings and finally got used to it, but it was not the most comfortable sleep I've ever had on a ship. Now the storage space was also very limited in the standard cabins. I did find that the closet space and just all the shelving space was a lot smaller than what we normally used to in a balcony cabin. And if you're like me and you tend to overpack, you might find yourself living a little bit out of your suitcase, but it was not really a big deal. When it comes to service, we were very pleasantly surprised. The staff members across all venues were extremely friendly, extremely helpful, even the ones that were overworked just because it looks like they didn't have enough of them. But with that said, we've heard about other MSC ships where people reported more of that European efficiency approach with fewer smiles. The crew members here were very friendly. They spoke multiple languages, which was really impressive, and they were really helpful for the international passenger mix, which we did notice that there were more European passengers on this ship. Obviously, that would make sense. However, there were some service inconsistencies in some areas on the ship. Again, nothing major, but noticeable. The MSC app had some functionality issues that were kind of frustrating, but again, it could be just the MSC app or it could be the inaugural sailing, so it's hard to tell. The Wi-Fi package restrictions is a bit of a pain because you cannot switch between devices. So for me, I have to work a lot of times on my cruises. I had to purchase an additional device just to be able to be on both of my phone and laptop. So it does cost you extra versus other cruise lines that allow you to just log off and use the device or use the internet on another device. In terms of value, MSC offers very competitive pricing compared to other cruise lines. And their status match program for loyalty benefits is another huge benefit because when you're coming from another cruise line or even a hotel loyalty program, you don't have to start from scratch. Their private island is worth mentioning. They're working on it just like every other cruise line right now to expand it, to make it better, to add new amenities. But even now, it is a beautiful destination. It's definitely nice value add for the Caribbean itineraries. So what's my final verdict on MSC World America? Well, we absolutely loved it. Despite the few negatives I mentioned, the overall experience was fantastic. This ship is perfect for people who love mega ships with that modern look and variety of activities. And if you do appreciate European styling with some American touches, I think you will really like MSC World America. Now, will we sail on it again? Absolutely. And I'm also now curious to try out the other MSC ships to compare them to World America. I know I've heard different things about them, so I'm going to go sail on them. But if you're planning to sail on MSC World America or you already sailed, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this review helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And for more in-depth review on the specialty dining options and the thermal spa experience, check out the other videos that I will link here and in the description below. Thank you so much for watching.